Jack here with TrailRax. Here we're going to be going over the 4-door roof rack install, including the pack racks. Behind me we have a Bronco Raptor, so we'll include the differences between the 4-door and the Bronco Raptor, but for the most part, the same thing. First step, when you receive your package, make sure you go over the boxes and make sure there's no gaping holes or damage. If there is damage, reject the package, it'll be sent back to us and we'll get it all taken care of. If it all looks good to you, sign for it and let's get right into it. All right, and here's the tools needed. You're gonna wanna get the provided Torx bit with your Bronco, a 5/16 Allen wrench, a ratcheting wrench, a 7/16, a 10 mil, and a 10 mil wrench. Big thanks to Chris at kd.overland on Instagram. I'll leave his socials in the description. First step, to make the installation as easy as possible, remove all the hard tops, including the rear clamshell, especially when you have pack racks. I'll get to that in a moment. All right, with the pack racks, first step, you want to locate these 3 bolts that are connecting the fender. This is where the lower bracket of the pack racks will integrate into. Remove these 3 and we'll get the lower rail installed. Yep, foam strip. Cut off any excess. Okay. For the Bronco Raptor, you're gonna wanna use 3 per bolt of these stainless steel washers. Make sure to note in your order that you do have a Bronco Raptor so that we know to include these. And then if you have a normal Bronco, not a Bronco Raptor, you're gonna only put 1 of these stainless steel washers. Once you have all those washers lined up, use the same factory bolts that came off of the fender and thread it through the washers and the lower mounting brackets for the pack racks. Once you have both sides of the pack rack's lower bracket installed, now we can put the rear clamshell back on. All right, in this step, you're gonna wanna install the windshield mounting brackets on your very front extrusion. They're all the same, so you just choose one and you can mount these up. When you mount these up, just make sure from the edge of the extrusion to the edge of the windshield mounting bracket, it's gonna be 1.93 inches approximately. You don't have to get exact, but the rule of thumb, make sure both sides are the exact same measurement. Also, make sure that the part number 4 is gonna be on the passenger side and the part number 5 is gonna be on the driver's side. With the 8 extrusion provided in the box, you're gonna grab the side rails and the extrusions and make sure you grab the 3/4 inch bolts and also the washers. Screw in all the extrusions into the side rails and then including the extrusion with the windshield mounting brackets. Make sure to install the logo plate on the wind deflector before you mount it up. Make sure to use the 1/2 inch bolts with the T-nuts in the extrusion, and then that'll allow you to mount the wind deflector using the 1/2 inch bolts, washers, and the T-nuts. This install definitely helps with a couple extra hands, as you can see. For the outside clamps, these larger clamps, you're gonna wanna use the 4x4 foam pads, and for the smaller inside clamps, you're gonna wanna use the 2x4 foam pads. And to install these, make sure to grab and peel the backing off of it to expose the adhesive. Make sure when on these outside clamps to put a section of it on this bottom lip here. So this will go inside here. Same thing with this one, find the underside of it, grab the 2x4, again, peel, exposing the adhesive, and place it inside. Make sure it's in that L-shaped bracket, and all the foam is good. Make sure to do this on all the rest of the clamps, and you're ready to install the clamps. All right, as you can see, the outer clamp will go on the outer portion of the side rail. It will be a little tough with the foam pads, just because they're brand new, but a little bit of elbow grease, you can get those in. As you can see, he's using the 1-inch bolt washers on both sides and the nylon locking nut on the other side with the inner clamp. Now, once you have the windshield mounting brackets around the accessory ready studs that Ford has provided down here, it's a little tight in here, but once you get those on, make sure to use a stainless steel washer and the provided M6 nylon locking nuts. Don't use the provided nuts that come already on the studs. Make sure to use the nylon locking nut that we provide in our hardware kit. Okay, so for the Bronco pack racks, the 4-door, you're gonna wanna place the Bronco arm and use the hex head bolts with the stainless steel washers in the middle bolts. So there's 2 here and there's 2 in the middle here. Use the middle one. Awesome. And then with these bolts, before you install it on the roof rack and the Bronco, make sure these bolts are loose on both sides. And for the lower bracket and the lower portion of the Bronco pack rack's arms, you're gonna wanna use 2 per arm hex head bolts and stainless steel washers. All right, and for the top portion of the Bronco pack rack's arm, you're gonna wanna use the 3/4 inch bolts, washer on the back side, and then a nylon locking nut on the back side. Do this for all 4 holes per side and you should be all good. Thank you for watching. Hope this helped the install. If you have any questions or any concerns, leave it in the comments or email us at info@trailrax.com or give us a call at 385-777-2601 and we will
see you on the next one.